Are you ready?
My name is Vandana.
Okay, it is nice and crisp out here today. It is beautiful, and I'm very, very confident with the message that I'm going to share with you today that will shift your awareness to feeling more confident in what that actually means to you. So the wind is crisp, the air is fresh, and feeling connected is something that gives you confidence. So how do you have more confidence, and how do you share that with the world? Is it the way you speak? Is it the way you're standing? Is it the way you dress? Is it all these things? So some of those things, and maybe all of those things, matter and help you along the way. Because if you dress nicely, you feel nicer. If you're wearing something that you love and appreciate, you feel valued and appreciated. There's something that happens to you. There's this connection that makes you feel good, right? But what happens on the days that you're not dressed the way you feel good, and you're not waking up the way you should wake up, or the way you want to wake up, right? What is that thing called? What is that energy called that gives you that confidence? So let's take it back a little step and just so that you understand what this actually means. Confidence is a feeling. It's when you're completely lined up. It's when you're connected to source. It's when you are in attunement. It's when you are lined up, connected, you're feeling good. The infinite flow of wisdom and energy is present. Your mind is not interrupting you. You have this knowing. There is this pulse of vibration, and nothing can take it away from you. That is when you feel confidence. And that's how you project it, because you know. So what happens when you're not feeling this way? Well, here's what happens that you are wanting to tap into. You need to know about the laws of the universe to help you a little bit. And let me rephrase this. You need to know a little bit more about how the universal laws are working with you. Because when you're feeling good, there is an energy life force that is expansive around you, okay? When you're not feeling good, there is an energy around you that is just as expansive. So those are very important things that you need to understand, because nothing can take your confidence away from you but you. The way you're thinking, the way you're feeling, the way you are projecting yourself. So you've got to learn to be able to interrupt those feelings of not feeling good or not feeling confident. Because when you are on the, say, the negative charge of that, or on the opposite track of that, those things can also trigger false insecurities, or a sense of insecurity that you don't feel safe, or you don't feel good enough, or you don't feel clever enough or smart enough, or all of those things in a bundle that doesn't feel good. So rightfully said, confidence comes from instilling your ability to connect with your higher self, supporting that ability with a flow of knowing that you are connected to your higher self, and that when you're not connected to your higher self, it doesn't feel good, right? So confidence is very much in tune with your worthiness. It has an ingredient, it has a sense of energy that swirls around you, and it's infinite, just like your worth, like your value, like how you feel. You know, I could be absolutely shivering and going, oh my God, this is so cold, I can't do this. Or I could be centered and absolutely in tune and connected to this life force energy that is projecting this heat and this vibration of vitality, because I'm very confident on the information that needs to be shared with you. And what needs to be shared with you is that you are the source of your vital energy. You are the source that plugs into your higher being, your higher self. It is only you that chooses to plug in or to unplug. It is also you that chooses the diversities of all the other plugs that you're going to experience, the contrasts, the negatives, the aspects of self. But you have to know that when you are doing all these wonderful things that create this big diversity and this pot or this buffet of life experiences, you want to steer away from being in judgment. You want to steer away from being on the spectrum of looking at things in the lower way. And what I say is judging yourself and others along the way, because that is going to minimize your ability to feel good. It blocks that energy. It triggers that ingredient that swirls around you of not so good feelings. And that could be anything. It could be something you heard. It could be something you remembered. It could be something that you fear. It could be something that you're worried about. But all those things swirling around you do one thing and one thing only. They signal to the universe, and they let the universe know, I am here. And you can't be in two places at the same time. You're either feeling confident in who you are or you are not. You're either feeling happy with who you are or you're not. You're either feeling prosperous or you're feeling the lack of. You're either feeling like I'm feeling exhilarated and I have this pulse of heat around my body that's giving me this blanket of energy that surrounds me by this goodwill to understand that I'm confident right now sharing this information with you, or I'm not, right? And those are simple truths and information that are vital, because it's things that you know consciously that can shift you and evolve you and awaken you to understand that you're the one that's in charge. The universe is corresponding and collaborating and calibrating to everything that you're thinking about, to everything that you're feeling, to everything that you're creating, so that you can experience the good and not so good, the contrasts of life that give you this diversity. But today it's about confidence. How do you instill confidence? How do you wake up knowing that you are confident and you bring value and support to who you are and what you're doing and to your life and to what you're contributing? How do you do that? So it's little things that contribute to the big thing. One, being lined up and tuned into your source. If you're not feeling good, that not feeling good it doesn't have the bandwidth to stretch you into feeling good. It's a contrast. So how do you take yourself from that? You do what it takes. You shake it up. You close your eyes. You breathe until that breath connects you to your source and reminds you of a little good feeling that is inside there that has the power to shift the other not so good feelings outwards. So it's having the confidence to interrupt sometimes a negative thought, or having the confidence to interrupt something that makes you feel unworthy when you know, and I've spoken about this, that there is no unworthiness. You're born with worth. So confidence and worthiness are kind of brought in the same kind of pot. It's a ray of light that is born with you. You are the ray of light that's projecting this vibrational attunement. So you don't feel confident when you're outside of yourself. So what do? Bring yourself back. How do you do that? Breathe, shake your legs, get into movement. Take a moment. Take that moment and remember how special you are. What a great opportunity you have to be you in this life. And I know that sounds like so cliche, but it really isn't. as most of us walk through our lives and journey through our lives, fighting and resisting who we really are. So just to bring it in and to bring it all into like a greater perspective, confidence is something that you feel and how you're connected to your source. You have to remember that you gotta know your laws of the universe so that you're able to tap in and understand that you are the one that's projecting this. It's very difficult to do good when you're feeling resentful and angry and frustrated. No good can come from that. It's very short-lived. It doesn't have the bandwidth. So when you want to get into confidence, setting a great intention to connecting to your higher self and knowing that, remembering what you're wanting and staying focused on that, avoiding the judgment on others, but mostly on yourself, right? Supporting that equity of emotional well-being, like pay attention. Listen to when you're not feeling good. It could be something that is just moving past you, moving through you, or a memory or an experience, or you might have banged your finger on the door and it doesn't feel good. But know that your body has the power and you have the confidence that you're going to feel good later. It's from the small things that the big things come. So if you're wanting something big, 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 like I just said, you have to focus on the small, important things. Wake up in the morning and believing in yourself. Setting an intention as small as feeling good. Understanding that the laws of the universe are intermittent and they are exchanging with you always, not sometimes, all the time. So you being confident and feeling confident comes from you feeling and being connected to yourself. Feeling good supports and builds confidence little pieces by little pieces and little things that contribute to the big things that matter the most to us. Have you noticed that more and more and more and more, you're looking at people in search of their true selves or happiness or their worth or purpose? Those things come at every moment. Those things are the ones that impact us with a sense of desire. These are rays of light that we are called to instill in ourselves. It is up to you. It behooves you to have a little moment that has such a great impact over the course of your day. That absolutely matters. Little moments of alignment, feeling good, being positive, supporting the servitude of you serving yourself with this inner well-being and radiating that instills confidence not only in you, but those that are around you. There is no insecurity that is going to bring benevolence to the world. There is no judgment on self that's going to bring fruit of any good to anybody. But it's also those things that share those contrasts of those experiences that have you come into a space of knowing and confidence and support. These are the little things that matter and have a big equity that create the biggest commodity when you meet with somebody else or when you meet yourself with yourself every morning. Who are you? What are you doing? What are you sharing? What is it that you want? What are you communicating? What are you vibrating? How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What do you love? What are you sharing? How are you tuning in? How are you forgiving? How are you giving? How are you desiring? And I could carry on, and all of these things are rays of light that this is how we share. This is how we communicate. You have the confidence. It's how you choose to share that with yourself that is probably your biggest job. This is how you want to go look at how to set that intention of doing a better job to be lined up with yourself, sharing the best of yourself so that you're able to inspire versus being motivated by a lack of confidence. It doesn't exist, but it is how you feel. And those things cannot be ignored. And when you do feel that way, write a little brief letter to yourself, burn it, go take a great salt bath. Salt therapy is one of the greatest tools. If you guys are tapping into my shop, go have a look. It's brilliant. It supports you, it just takes it away. It supports the release of that toxic blockage. And we're all going to have that if you're going to be growing and experiencing life to the full. It's like having a full meal. You're going to have the desire to eat more when you've just had a full meal. Aren't you confident that when you've eaten, you've satisfied? It's all the little things that make a big difference. So for today, allow yourself to be in the moment. Feel yourself connected to your higher self. Feel the pulse of confidence instilling and waking up this heart pulse of knowing that literally blossoms and awakens you to sense your worth, to understand that you are the creator. You are co-creating with all of your desires. But it is up to you to hold that confidence in place. It is up to you to choose wisely and set those intentions and calibrate with the world, right? All right, stay tuned, stay good, and be your beautiful, confident self and watch the world unfold right in front of you.
My name is Vanda.